Welcome to the September the 8th taping of It's Happening in Grand Prairie. We have a very exciting interview for you, but before we bring you these two exciting people, we have a couple of community service announcements we'd like to bring to your attention. First of all, the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce, the Brown Bag Seminar. It is scheduled for September the 10th, and that's this week. The time is at 11:50 a.m., and that's at the Veterans Memorial Center on South Center Street. If you plan to go to this, please contact the Chamber of Commerce, and the magic telephone number is 264-1558. And the subject for the Brown Bag Seminar is motivation. And a young lady from Southwest Airlines, Camille Keith, is going to be the instructor for this. It's going to be a very exciting day for you if you'll attend this Chamber of Commerce Brown Bag Luncheon. Next, the Images Show. If you have an art presentation to enter in the Images Show sponsored by the Grand Prairie Parks and Recreation, please know that the deadline is September the 11th. Please call the city 660-1024 and get information, or call 660-8100 for information. Remember, the deadline is the 11th. And now, Captain Robert J. Naughton, formerly the head honcho at the Dallas Naval Air Station. We're delighted to welcome you to the show, young man.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Yes.
In Grand Prairie.
Yes, in Dallas in Grand Prairie. Right. And Peggy Naughton, we're just so pleased to have you join your husband with us today for this interview.
Thank you.
Now, for those in Grand Prairie that have known about the Naval Air Station, it's been there almost forever in some of our eyes, and you have been with that particular group. You were assigned, I believe, in the summer of 1984, Captain Naughton.
That's right. A little over 2 years ago.
A little over 2 years ago, and in 2 years that has been an outstanding tenure for the head person at the Naval Air Station. And what we'd like for you to do is to look out into your camera and just review with the people in Grand Prairie and our viewing audience some of the things that you think have highlighted your career in your tenure at the Dallas Naval Air Station, sir.
Well, first of all, it's been a lot of fun. And the main reason for it being pleasurable is the reception that we got when we came to Grand Prairie and Dallas here. One of my objectives was to try to cement relations between the community and the air station, because we feel very much a part of the community. Had a very fortunate beginning too. You remember, Ruthie, in the I think I was here a week when we dedicated the new Fannin School.
Exactly.
That was built in cooperation with Grand Prairie and the Navy to try to remove the noise hazard to the children there. And I think it was a success and a very good first start. That was expanded in dealings with the community as far as trying to ensure that the noise hazards, the potential accident hazards to the community, were limited by doing a very in-depth ACUS study. It's designed to air compatibility use zones, so that both the community and the Naval Air Station can coexist in harmony to each other's benefits. And we not only did what exists today, the noise hazards, but projected ahead as we get new aircraft into the air station. And I think, hopefully, that 5 years from now, it will continue to have good relations because of the work that we did now.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Captain Naughton, you came to the Dallas Naval Air Station from what assignment? And tell us a little bit where you've been in the past.
Well, as most people in the Navy, we've been a lot of places.
Including Vietnam.
Yes, I spent some time in Vietnam in not a great capacity.
Yes.
But just prior to coming to the Dallas Naval Air Station, I was in Newport, Rhode Island, which I'm fond to say is quite a contrast. It's further across the Metroplex than it is across Rhode Island. So it was quite a transition to us. But the people here were real nice and accepting us. Before that, I had command of a training squadron in Jacksonville, Florida, where we trained all the pilots on the East Coast to fly the A-7s that are made here at LTV. Prior to that, I had command of a A-7 squadron that deployed aboard the Forrestal. And before that, I was a student at the Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island.
I know that the Naval Air Station has seen many face changes since you have been there, but also on the grounds I know of a new chapel that you have there. What are some of the other things that have taken place on the base there that you can tell us about?
Sure. The chapel is one of our, I think, shining stars. It is meant to provide, of course, religious services, but also has a library, has a community center where the sailors can go in and spend some quiet time. We have new barracks. I'm very proud of those. They're probably the best barracks in the United States Navy, so a sailor can have a decent place to live as he works very hard. We've also, since I've been there, a new hangar was built to house the C-9 aircraft, which, and we've also have under construction, the Texas Air National Guard has a new hangar. We have several new things. They're getting to be so many of them. I'm fond of saying, I think right about now the fillers caught up with the diggers, because it kind of seemed to me that the base was under construction for the whole 2 years I was there. We've had new training building, and training naval reservists is the essence of our mission there. So I'm very proud of the appearance, the growth, the quality of the people that we've had there, and so I leave with a very good taste.
You're really into history also. I believe that your Naval Air Station, under your direction, has made a gift of the old chapel building to the St. Joseph's Episcopal Group, and they're going to erect it here in Grand Prairie, Texas, and get a marker for it.
That's right. And I think it not only, I think it fills two needs that way. And a good structure, a historic structure that come out and I think be indicative or a symbol of Grand Prairie Naval Air Station relationship. And I hope it'll be super. I hope I'll be around to see it in use.
Right. Another one that we hope you won't see in use is the historical plot that you have there, the old Fugate Cemetery that is there, that is cared for, and we're going to talk with Peggy about that. I'm sure she's visited that place, and it's very exciting. To even get to visit the old cemetery, you have to go through all of the procedures and everything, but it's wonderful that that your group has cared for that facility, and since it's in Dallas County, and it belongs to the city of Dallas, in their environs, historically, Grand Prairie can't touch it, but we really want to get out and do good things for your cemetery there at the Naval Air Station.
Well,
all right.
Thank you. I'll let Peggy comment on that.
All right, Peggy, we wanted to talk with you a minute. We're going to let the captain rest a minute and talk with you about your tenure as the First Lady of the Dallas Naval Air Station. What is it like to be the hostess with the mostest for a captain that is so gung-ho in a community that he wants to do all of these good things, and he's certainly left a mark? Tell us your impressions.
Well, we've had a wonderful time in our stay here in Grand Prairie. It's been very nice. People have received us warmly, made a special effort to invite us into the community, to let us be a part of the community, and not only my husband and myself, but the other people at the air station. A good many people live in the Grand Prairie community. Their children attend the schools, they attend the churches, they function in the organizations, and they love it. They've had a great time there. And when they come to stay, and they like it, and it's hard to get them to move on. They want to stay here forever.
Well, Peggy, as the hostess, how many times a week are you called on to be the First Lady, and how do you handle all of this wonderful schedule?
Well, I guess we attend functions and go to various things. Sometimes we entertain in our home, sometimes we various places on the base, but it's just a nice part of life, and I think you're allowed to make it what you want to make it. So when we go into the community and do things, it's because we enjoy it so much, and we're allowed to do it.
You got to mention about the volunteer things.
Yes.
The Navy related things.
Well, I've been involved as a Navy wife, really. I've been involved with organizations that work within the community to do things, particularly in the Navy community. We have an organization called Navy Relief, and the purpose of that organization is to provide primarily financial assistance in a time of emergency, unforeseen emergencies. Let's say a young man comes in and there's been a death in the family. He needs to travel to one of the coast to attend the funeral. He has no money. So they come to us. We help them out and provide money through that so that they can get home, meet this need, and then when they return, we talk about repayment. And we make these actually interest-free loans to the service people so that they can meet unforeseen emergencies. Sometimes they might be medical needs, dental needs, some of these things, but we help them out. And I've been involved in that. And then there's a family service center I've been involved with a little bit that we try to help the family adapt with each new location, the needs that come up from time to time with relocating, so that they can have a better family life. If it's a better, strong family life, then the service member can perform well on the job. So that's the purpose of the Family Service Center. And I guess we have wives organizations so that we try to keep the wives acquainted, aware of what's available in the community, things to do, what they might do to make their adjustment to a new setting easier.
And do you all have a family?
Well, we have 3 children, but they're grown and gone, and 2 of them are in this service. 2 of them are Navy men.
Wonderful. Tell us about your family.
Well, we have, our oldest is a young man, an accountant living in New York City, and he's married. And then our next son has just followed his father's footsteps, and he's entered the Naval Air program. He's going to be an aviator. So he's in his early days of indoctrination, probably wondering if he really should have done it at this point, but involved. And then our youngest son is on cruise, and he's aboard the Carl Vincent, one of the new carriers, and he is probably near Korea right now or somewhere.
Well, we have about 1 more minute to wrap up. And Captain Naughton, we'd like for you to look out into your camera and just say anything that you'd like to as not a real farewell, but a farewell to your duty as the captain over the Naval Air Station, and tell us what you're going to do real quickly.
Thanks. I'd like to say one thing. I appreciate very much the reception, the cooperation of the community here. And as I talk about buildings and studies and things, probably the thing I'm most proud of is the relationship that exists at all levels on the air station. Like when the 191 crashed, my sailors went out and helped out there. Like the color guard's appearance at the functions we've been at before. And just to know that we would like to be good members of the community, and I'm so proud of, I think, that spirit that exists right now. My intention now is probably to stay in the area. I'm probably going to leave on this highest note of my career, leave the Navy and retire in the community. And if I read this community right, the challenges will be here to where I can get involved in even more things. And I appreciate the
That
chance
sounds
to.
wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, Captain Naughton and Peggy, it has just been a delight having you all on the show. We're sorry it's on the down note of the Navy, but it's on the up note for the future, for Grand Prairie, and for you too. And it's been a pleasure to have you all on the show.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you all very much.
You bet.
And we'll be right back.
Each year, we spend over $20 million picking up trash along our Texas highways. Messing with Texas isn't just an insult to the Lone Star State, it's a crime.
Don't mess with Texas.
Welcome back to the set. We have a very exciting interview with 2 from the Noon Optimist. But before we do, we hope that you'll get your pencil and paper and write down some very exciting things that will be happening this weekend. First of all, there will be a reception for Carlisle Smith, our retiring state representative, and the date of this dinner reception will be September the 13th at 6:30 p.m. for the dinner and at 7:30 for the program. Now, the cost is $6 per ticket, and the tickets are at the Chamber of Commerce, and the telephone number is 264-1558 is that magic telephone number. And by the way, since this is September the 8th, a happy 4-0, a big 4-0 to Georgia Clemson on her birthday today. And The Chamber of Commerce is also putting on a big expo with the Arlington Chamber of Commerce, and that's this coming weekend, September the 12th and the 13th. This will be at the Arlington Convention Center, and if you need information about this, the same magic number at the Chamber, 264-1558, will get you through. Also, the day prior to this expo, September the 11th, will be the Card Connection. This is a very important time for businessmen to swap cards, and businesswomen also. 5:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. Reservations are required. Call the Chamber of Commerce, 264-1558. The Grand Prairie Community Theater. This is going to be the weekend for the beginning of Witness for the Prosecution, a mystery by Agatha Christie. And this will be at the Grand Prairie Community Theater at Small Hill Drive and Northeast 8th. You do need reservations for this particular play, and if you will call 264-2032 at Betts Furniture and 262-STAR, they will give you all the information about this wonderful Agatha Christie mystery. And now to our noon optimist, Dave Johnson. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. As the president of the Noon Optimist, you always have a good thing going with you. And we have Jerry Kopechny. Kepke. Jerry Kepke. Jerry Kepke, we're so glad to have you with us as the incoming vice president of the Noon Optimist.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Good. And this is your first time on the show, and we'll do better with the name next time. All right, Dave, as the president, you always have many good philanthropic projects going for your organization, and to do all of these good things, you need to have fundraisers. What do you have cooking for us this time?
Right.
It isn't pancakes.
No, not pancakes this time. Pancakes are in April. Auction is in September.
Okay.
So we're cooking on our auction this time, and it'll be held Saturday, the 13th, at 121 West Church Street, which is the Grand Prairie Community Center.
All right.
And it'll be at 1 o'clock Saturday. We'll start promptly at 1.
Right after lunch, you're going to let them go somewhere else for lunch. Come to your place, which is the community center, at 1 o'clock. All right, now, if we come to your auction, how long should we plan on staying there? Till our money runs out, or what?
Either till your money runs out or till we run out of things to sell.
All right.
Which could be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. I think it ran about 2 hours last year.
All right.
But we had a real good response from the business community last year. We had lots of items donated. We're having a little bit more difficult time this year because, as you know, the economic climate is not what it was last year.
Exactly.
So we're having a little bit tougher time getting donations from the businesses this year, but we will, you know, come through on it.
You will persevere.
And we will, you know, the Grand Prairie always comes through at the last minute when you need it.
All right. Now, Jerry Kepke, you are with the Minuteman Press of
Yes.
Grand Prairie. What is your role in this situation today, sir?
Well, I'm chairman of the auction committee.
All right.
I'm responsible for gathering up the donations from the community. We've gotten several already, such things as an automatic dialing telephone, a stereo, a TV, some luggage, some children's toys, a refrigerator, some paintings, and various other articles like that.
All right. Now, I know, Jerry, you must not be doing all this good stuff alone. You have a committee that's working with you. Would you like to name drop any names that are helping you do all that?
Well, I have a committee that's working with me. My largest help is Alan Stewart, and then we have a list that we made up that we passed around to the rest of the optimists, and they're contacting the different merchants throughout the area to
That's wonderful. That ought to be snowballing. The closer we get to this magic date, it'll be wonderful. Is this the first time you have worked with the auction, or were you with it last year when it began?
I worked a little bit with the auction last year. There was another chairman last year. I did part of the printing and the promotional stuff with the auction last year.
But now you're really into this. How do you find that the merchants are responding to this, or do you need to make a plea on the show today and say anyone that has anything or whatever?
Well, actually, anyone that has anything, whether it be a merchant, an individual, or whoever, can call and donate their items to us. We will come and pick them up, or they can drop them off to us. And there's a couple of phone numbers that they can call. One is my office at 262-3043.
Okay.
The other one is Dave's office, which is 264-8755.
All right. Now, if I were to call you and say that I have thus and so item, do you give me a receipt for this so that it can be a tax-deductible item as far as my income tax is concerned?
Yes, we have receipts printed up for the people who are donating things, and all items are tax deductible.
All right. That just sounds real good. Now, Dave is the president. When you finish this auction and do all of these good things, a lot of the times those that donate and those that buy or come to the auction like to know what you're going to do with the funds. Is this a worthwhile project that you're doing?
Well, we think so, Ruthie. We've, last time when I was on here at the Pancake Day, I said I was going to tell you all the things that we did, and I left out a bunch, so I brought my list today.
Good, wonderful.
So if you don't mind, I'll read these off so
Tell
you
us
can
some
tell
of the
what
good
we're doing.
things the Noon Optimist does.
As you know from your experience with PTA, we give a $500 scholarship to each high school through the City Council PTA Scholarship Fund.
That's $1,000 right there.
That's $1,000 out the window right there,
All
which
right.
we couldn't put it to better use. The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, we support both the Circle 10 and the Tejas Scout groups. Boys baseball, girls softball, the Hugh O'Brien seminar, which we send a person from each school, a sophomore from each school to go to that. It's a seminar in Dallas where they spend the weekend and have a motivational type seminar over there.
Excellent.
And they really enjoy that. We donate to the YMCA here in Grand Prairie, Teen Court, the Deaf Action Center. We donated also to the Special Olympics to help the kids go to Austin and compete in that down there this year. Community Playground, which
Coming up.
you've had people on your show, I believe, representing that. We gave $100 to that. Respect for Law. We have a week that we have special recognition for all the law enforcement officers in the community. Some of the seasonal things that we do is the Thanksgiving baskets that we give out to needy families, and also the Christmas party for the kids at Christmas time.
Well, y'all
We
are just the
normally have-
busiest optimists in town other than the evening
Well,
optimists, aren't you?
it sounds like it when you read the list, so that's why I wanted to,
I
to
think
bring
that
it to your attention.
It's wonderful. Do you involve Judy Johnson, your wonderful wife that is important in leadership in the PTA and things like this, or is this strictly restricted to the members of the Noon Optimist?
Well, what I did, Ruthie, was I took precedence so I would have somewhere to go while she's out doing her things.
Doing her good things.
You know how that works, I'm sure, at your household, too.
Yes, yes.
But I did want to mention, too, that I totaled it up before we came over here, and we put something like $7,500 into youth programs this year.
Back into the community.
And we could not do it without the support of the community. And we feel like that Grand Prairie's always been responsive to anything that we do, even though there is a lot of competition out there for the dollar.
Well, you would be very negligent if you didn't mention a certain State Farm insurance company that allows you to come on here and do all of these good things.
Well, the boss told me that I could take a few hours off today to come down here and promote this thing.
Yes.
So I do have an office here in Grand Prairie, and I am pleased to be in business for myself, so I do have time to do things like this.
That is wonderful. All right, Jerry, we're going to call on you one more time. We'd like for you to look out into your camera and let everyone know how important it is now for you to get people to come to this auction. You're going to get all of these things to auction off, but you need the warm bodies there, so give them an invitation to come, and the time and the date and the place, and really put your good personality into this, Jerry.
Okay.
All right.
We'd like everybody to come out Saturday, September the 13th. The auction starts at 1 o'clock. It's at 121 Church Street. It's the Grand Prairie Community Center. And we really need your support. We need your support with the donations before the auction. We need your support at the auction. And we would appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Now, let's get back to you, Dave. We have a little bit of time left, and rather than make community services now, I want to ask you a little bit about the Noon Optimist. Where do you all meet? Is it by invitation only? Say that I have a friend that's in business and he needs a service club to attend. I need to point him in the right direction. Tell us a little bit about that and how you get new members, and if you're interested in new members.
Okay.
Do a hard sell for
Sure.
us.
We meet at the Travel Lodge every Tuesday at noon. We try to have a program every week, 52 weeks a year,
All right.
which is a tough job for the program chairman, but
Yes,
we
it
make
is.
it.
Would you like to name drop the program chairman? just in
David
case?
Glazner is our program chairman.
All
He's with
right.
Fairview Baptist Church, and he does a real fine job in that area.
All right.
Also, we are looking for new members. Normally, since we meet at noon, it normally has to come from someone who works in our general area here, who is the businessman, or just anybody that can get off for lunch. Anybody that's interested in doing good work for the kids of Grand Prairie, that's who we need.
And you need them to call you, or do you have a membership affiliate in your Noon Optimist that you'd like to name drop them?
We have a membership chairman, James Kane, who's with City Auto Glass here in town. is
On the
our
corner of
membership
Carrier
chairman.
and Jefferson?
Right. He's our membership chairman, and we would be pleased to have anybody come by and visit our club, eat lunch with us, see what it's all about, and if they like what we're doing, then we'd very much like to invite them in as a member.
All right, and it's a Dutch treat lunch affair.
We'll pay for their lunches 2 times.
2 times.
They can come and look at us twice, and if they can make up their mind in that length of time, then we'll buy their meals for 2 times, and after that, they need to join.
Okay. Now, what are your dues per year? Because there are some in our viewing audience that might be interested, but as you say, the times are getting pretty hard around here, and we need to know approximately what we're looking at for the annual dues.
Our dues, well, most of them pay monthly, and they're $30 a month, and that includes your meal, your buffet lunch, and out at the Travel Lodge. So if you come to the meetings, you pretty well get your money's worth just from the meals.
Just from the meals.
Right.
What do you feel has been the greatest contribution that your Noon Optimist has made to the city of Grand Prairie, singling out the best project that you feel during your presidency, and this is your 2nd year to be president, what has impressed you the most as the most fulfilling project that you have done of all?
I think it's a simple thing, but I think the Christmas party in December is the highlight of our year, because to see the sparkle in the kids' eyes when they open up those presents and they have Santa Claus there.
All right, now
and
this
to know that
Christmas
we've helped.
basket and et cetera, how do you get the recipients to these? Who do you work with?
We work through United Charities.
United
and all the
Charities.
various churches in
Pat
town.
Wright.
You bet. And she's been a great help to us in the past of sending out invitations to the people that we want to try to help.
And after this auction, the next thing you're going to be looking for is donations and things for the Christmas thing, isn't it?
That's
Christmas
right.
is only around the corner.
Well, hopefully, the auction will get us through Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's why we have the auction.
That's
and then we have the Pancake Day in April to help get us through the scholarships and other things that we do during the year.
Jerry and Dave, it has been wonderful having you all on the show. We salute the Noon Optimist. Y'all are wonderful, and anyone that'll plow back that much money into the thing is doing a very splendid job. We appreciate your companies for allowing you the time to do this service for the city of Grand Prairie. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you, and would you join me? It's happening in Grand Prairie.